This is how life works. Let's say you have an emotion, right? Let's say you're dealing with anxious. You're anxious. You are anxious. Guess what you're going to have? You're going to have an illustration of anxiousness. What's up? Say, for instance, you're happy. You're going to have an illustration of happiness in your mind. You're mad. You're going to get an illustration of mad. You're sad. You're going to get an illustration of sad. Do y'all understand that so far? This is what's happening in your body. What's up? This is what's happening in your body, okay? This has been the process of life. This is you every day, right here, right? Right here. This has been happening on the inside of your body. This is life on the outside of your body. Your outside world and all of that has to go through the filter of confirmation before it shows up in your reality. It has to go through the filter of reactions before it shows up in your body. The first process of your life, all the time, every day, is the process of the inside. This is considered your subconscious, because this is where your programs sit. So the thing that's been running your body all this time is your programs and your subconscious. Whatever is in that is what's going to determine the quality of your thoughts. This is on autopilot. This is on autopilot. These are the things that you regurgitate every day. And these things determine the quality of your thoughts. Anxiousness determines illustrations of anxious thoughts. You're only going to think of things that will make you anxious when you get anxious thoughts. When you are mad, you're only going to think about things that will make you mad or things that has made you mad. The illustrations operate from the past and the future. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the only thing that your mind is going to do. Because life literally is coming from your programmings. However, it has to go through a filter before you see it. The outside world is only reactions and confirmation. It's only reactions and confirmations. This is responding to this. So this is number 2. This is the script of what's going on in here. I need you to get that through your head as often as you can. This is a reflection of this. This is a reflection of this. This is number 1. It's never been outside of this. If you see things that get you in your feelings, better yet, let's not say feelings. Let's say situations. You see situations on the outside of your world, and you deal with the resistance of them. The only situations that will come into your life are things that are attached to your programming, just different versions of it. You're only living a life that is from this perspective and this perspective only. Only. Nothing else outside of that. Nothing else. Nothing else. When you decide to allow new info to enter your body, guess what it challenges? Your programming. So when it changes your programming, it changes and alters your inside. When your inside alters, it changes your outside. But there has to be a transition that has to happen before you see it on your outside. Because everything in here has to shift, then everything in here shifts. This is my mirror. If this is my inside, this thing is going to line up to be like this. It's not going to be like this and I feel like this. This is equivalent to you trying to change your mind, but you're not changing your programming. Your programming is how you really feel about yourself. You can change whatever you want to think, but you're still going to keep getting this right here because this is who you really are. It doesn't matter how many times you change your mind. If you're not changing your belief, you're still going to keep getting this perspective right here. So whatever this is, and if this is the point of pendulum that is going, then guess what? You're going to go in that same direction when it's all said and done. What difference does it make? So you can change your mind all you want to. But if you're not changing your meaning, that thing is not going to change. Now, let me get you to understand something about life. The moment you don't like what this looks like anymore, in order for you to change what this is, you have to align yourself to what you see it as. So if this thing is going this way and I don't like this, it must be something in here because this is only responding to me. The outer world is number 2. The inner world is number 1. No other way around it. And so what you'll say is, well, gee, why does it feel like when people do what they do, this is how they blah, 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 blah? Because they're a reflection of the programs of what people has always done to you and blah, 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 blah. It's all reflections and programs of what has always happened to you. So you're only meeting things in your world that is coming from this thing right here, which you know to be true, which is this region right here, subconscious programming and programming. That's the only thing that's real. The moment I allow new information to enter my inner world and it changes my pendulum of how I see me, there has to be a delay. It has to change this way. But guess what? There's a process that it has to go through. Now, it may have to go around here just to get it here, but there's a process. But guess what's happening when it's changing from how you once saw yourself to how you want to reflect the new you is you got to go through all the resistance. Now, look, when the thing is turning, it doesn't mean that it's just going to turn. You're going to deal with all the resistance and the pain and the hurt and the fear and the overthinking and the worry. And you're going to meet different illustrations while your world changes to align it to its new meaning now. But you got to go through this process. So as your new world changes, you got to deal with every level of it. Regardless of what you change the dial to, you have to deal with whatever that is, regardless of what you change the dial to. So this may be breakups, family issues, jobs, friendships, low self-esteem, boundaries. You're going to have, as your thing changes, you're going to have to redefine what a breakup is to you and how does it equal you having the power. The family issue, you're going to have to redefine that. The job issue, you're going to have to re-see yourself as something different now. The friendships, you got to find out what a friend is now. The low self-esteem thing, you have to now get high self-esteem. Your boundary issue, as the pendulum changes to meet this, you got to go through the things that created you to even feel like this in the first place. So originally, you were here. So when the inside you begins to change how it see itself, this thing has to work clockwise to go back and revisit all the stuff, which means that damn everybody got to work in reverse just to get you to find this thing out. But that's how life works. So when you say, damn, it feel like all hell is breaking loose to me, because you're right here now. It's about to switch to the next level. That's when you start getting comfortable. And you ever notice as you visit each program, you start to feel more energetic after you go through the breakup, the crying, or whatever. When you're changing your new world, you start to feel more energetic to do it. Now you start feeling more energetic and more energetic and more energetic before everything aligns itself. And then now how you feel in here is a new reality in there. That's what you got going on. That's it. But you have to go through the process of this. You have to. You have no choice. You got to go through the different positions. You got to go through this. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this to align to that. You have to. So that's what you got going on. When you change your inner world, it's going to change your outer world. But what I need you to understand is the beef that you got. And this is what I want. And this is what I want y'all to really feel me on. And this is what I want to set you free at. This is only a problem because of resistance. And judgment. It's not hard. You are saying what it is. You don't like what you see, and you're judging what it is. You're putting it in the category that would put you in your feelings. All of this is based off your say-so, because all of this is based off your say-so. When you believe something different about you, you're going to see something different. The issue that you have is, you want to know the issue from here to there is when you get here, you have to see all the situations that created you to even be programmed in your subconscious in the first place. So it's only bringing you this, and you have to revisit all the versions of you that kept its mouth closed, that tolerated the disrespect, that had expectations, that wanted the love and didn't get it, the one that felt rejected. It's only going back through the timelines of the thing that you've been through. So the only reason why it's difficult is because you are saying it, because you are the one that gives it value. It's you. So this can't be difficult without your judgment, without your resistance. You created it. You created this. You made these things what they were. You're just revisiting them so you can tell it something different. You put these things, you put relationships on the pedestal. You put family on the pedestal. You put jobs on the pedestal. You put friendships on the pedestal. You allow your self-esteem to be low. You're the one that didn't have boundaries. You did it. So only thing, guess what's going to happen when it changes? You're going to say something different. And this time you're going to have 100% confidence in what you're saying. That's when it's going to change. So when you understand the trick of life is all of this is your judgment, your resistance, and your say-so. That's your life, 100%. So when you say it's difficult, what's difficult? Because what is it that you are resisting and don't want to accept? Because when you realize on one level, you have to accept something that you're resisting. But on the upper level, it's only what you say that it is. What happens when the thing that you don't want to accept was the thing that was supposed to get you to be the person that you are today? The only issue that you have is you don't like who you are right now. That's the only reason why you have a problem with what it was. That's the only reason why it'll be difficult. Because you got to tell yourself something different. Now you're only lying to yourself. If you're trying to hold on to these things, it's a lie. You got to tell yourself something different. And guess what? Guess what happened with your program? How did you get programmed in the first place? You didn't open your mouth. You kept your mouth closed. You allowed the treatment and you let people do that shit. But if I asked you to be the real you, you wouldn't have tolerated. You wouldn't even been nowhere near them. You'd have been left them a long time ago. It's what you dismissed and made it be. Now you got to live your truth, and it's scary because that's what your world is. So it ain't that these people did you a certain type of way. You allowed it. You let them. But if I said, what's your real truth though? I don't really like them for real. I kind of like being by myself. Reprogram then. At some point, you're going to have to live your truth. Do you see the issue now? So it's not that it's difficult. You're judging what you're seeing because you don't want to step into it, because you rather it be something else. It's you.